things are a little bit out of our control at the moment with what's going on federally, but we need to meet and plan things and get things done. So I think I'll start with like just some introductions. So my name's James and I'm the leader. Let's go that way.
Peter Zing from Deloitte and the transhumanist, but also executive member with the Science Party.
Luis, I'm from Brazil. I just arrived in Sydney 1 month ago. I'm following Eric.
I'm Gabriela. I'm Eric's girlfriend. I'm just here to learn more about the Science Party.
Welcome.
Jules too. I'm with the Transhumanist Party group for a while now, and I would like to help however we can with the Science Party because we really like the policies.
I'm Carrie Furs. I'm not affiliated with any party, so I'm open.
Very good.
Leisure as well, and interested in both groups.
Jonathan, I'm with Deloitte, but interested in the transhumanist and the Science Party.
Dre Finner, I'm the director of the Science Party, and yeah, help make things work.
I'm Andrea Leong. I'm on the exec and I sort of manage anyone who wants to help write and edit policies.
I'm Robert Lutz. I'm just interested to hear more about what Science Party has to offer, given that I'm not happy with a lot of political options that are available currently.
My name's Danny. I'm just here to learn a bit more about what's going on politically, being that I'm in research at the moment, so Science Party seems like a good place to start to find out what's going on.
I'm Jordan. I'm a member of the Science Party from a long time now. Founding member. And yeah, I'm here to help out.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, yeah, we've got quite a few things to talk about tonight. So I guess we can just get straight into it. So I got a couple of screens up. Okay, so what we've been up to, we really haven't put a lot of stuff in here. Didn't prepare it very well. Peter Singer was interviewed by Vice, talking about transhumanism and aging as a disease. We had a big Science Party meeting last time, and we also had a big Future Day meetup. It was enormous. It like stretched out all the way across both rooms and had quite a few people. It was really good. We've also been doing a few other things. We've been fighting really hard against the Senate changes, and we had a lot of pickup from a video campaign that we ran and a few other social media stuff that's been happening. So what's coming next? Next week there's an AR/VR night, and if you're not already RSVP'd, I suggest like emailing the coordinator, because AR/VR Sydney, it's on Meetup. It's going to be a good night. I'm going to be doing a short spiel there about privacy, and we've got video filming for our group coming up soon.
Just for the benefit of the lay people, is that augmented reality,
virtual reality? That's correct. Yeah.
I assume so.
All right.
All right.
That's at the
Data 61, sorry.
Which
Yeah.
is CSIRO place down at Everleigh.
Yeah, near Redfern Station.
Yeah.
The other good side.
That's it.
Hey Ian, good to see you, mate. How are you?
It's on the Tuesday. The 29th, I think.
Yeah, Ian, we're just doing a short intro. Do you want to introduce yourself? Fresh.
I'm Ian Wolf. I'm with the Transhumanists. I produce a weekly science and technology community radio show and podcast.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. There's a lot of just general stuff that we've been doing as well. What we've been up to. So like name change stuff. We changed from Science Party Future Party to Science Party, and there's been a lot of administrative stuff that's come as a result of that. We have been confirmed as of today, is that correct?
Just came through today.
So
officially Science Party.
We are the Science Party. We're the face of science, so we better do it proud, because I like science. Talking about electoral positioning. So what has been happening generally. So the Greens and the Liberal Party, they decided they were going to change the Senate voting laws. And this is what's bringing about all this stuff that's happening right now with the federal election coming up. They basically eliminated the group voting ticket, which allows you to vote one above the line and then your preferences are fully distributed below the line. Now instead of having that, you're supposed to vote 1 through to 6. That 1 through to 6, after that it's preferential, so you don't need to number your 7th, 8th, 9th party. The preferences are distributed down each list, so if you vote 1 Science Party, then it goes down the members of the Science Party, then vote 2 the Transhumanist isn't registered.
We're not registered.
For example,
We don't have
Transhumanist
anything.
Party is, you go down that list and so on. But when you get to number 6, your vote stops counting. Now, this is an interesting political play because it's not as simple as we're giving people the option to vote. What they're not telling people is, firstly, we're going to have 3 months to educate 16 million people that the way they've been voting for the last 30 years is not the way that you're going to vote next time. In addition to that, we have to educate everyone that, like, when you have your preferences expire, it counts as a vote, essentially, for the highest ranking person who's left over. So, let's say there's the Science Party, the Greens, Labor Party, Liberals, and One Nation. And you vote 1 Science Party, 2 Greens, 3 Labor, and you're like, oh, I really hate the Liberals, I'm never going to give them my preference. If One Nation is ahead in front of the Liberals, and it comes down to a race between One Nation and the Liberals, you've effectively said One Nation should win through your vote, because your vote will expire. So there's a lot of this tactical voting stuff, which, to be honest, that hasn't been modelled correctly. No one has thought about this particular model and the implications for tactical voting. So it's a big deal. The Greens are sitting on 0.6 to 7, sometimes up to 0.9 of a quota. That means that they're just a little bit less than a quota, which means that sometimes they don't get elected. So for example, in New South Wales, Kate Fairman, she's from the Greens, she wasn't elected last time. This legislation will help people who are on 0.7 of a quota get elected, because you'll need less than a quota to get elected in the last position. But if you're the Labor Party and you're on 0.3 of a quota, then you are less likely to get elected. So there's an issue there with vote exhaustion. I think most people agree that not everyone is going to number correctly above the lines. In fact, most people won't even realise that they need to number above the line to have their preferences flow, which means that parties who have an overlapping demographic will ultimately, an overlapping voter demographic and similar policies will leak votes through vote exhaustion, basically. So not everyone in the Labor Party will preference the Greens and vice versa. I have a feeling that members of the Science Party are a little bit more educated about the voting system and actually read things before they do them. So I think that we'll have a higher rate of votes transferring across, but if we do deals with other parties who aren't educating their voters, those preference deals might not be as beneficial to us. So this is a very interesting time. It could mean that, so as a result of this, it helps the Liberals a lot, and like is up there, the Liberals have called a double dissolution election, and the result of that is that the quota will be even further reduced. So there is actually quite a possibility for a minor party to get up in the next election in each state.